Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. It feels like Monday News Day in Raid, but it is actually Tuesday. We have a lot to talk about in today's video. A lot that was dumped on us by surprise, actually, last night. I think it was around 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening for me. I decided I'd just leave it for this morning because I don't usually post videos that late. But probably the easiest skin to ever get in the game has gone live. It's the Gilded glider skin for Stag Knight. It is going to be available not only in this Spider Turn Attack, which is up right now, but in 2 other tournaments as well. That's 3 tournaments total. This is in collaboration. I think it might be in the news. Yes, it is, with JonTron, who's a really big, massively popular YouTuber, actually. I will be honest, I've never actually watched any of his stuff. However, I was big into Game Grumps for a while. Many years ago now. It's been a long time. But I started watching right after JonTron left Game Grumps. But I did go back and obviously watch some of the series they did with him as well. So I've seen some of his stuff, but never some of his own stuff. Weird. I don't know. But anyway, he apparently helped design the Gilded glider skin, which is pretty cool. And these events are going to be running from the 7th of August to the 17th. 3 tournaments. Spider Turn Attack is on right now. This is probably where most of us, if you're actively playing at the moment, right, if you're a fairly established player, will be getting it. This overlaps very nicely with an awful Dungeon Divers. Like, oh my god, for the fusion, it's so bad. Dragon Turn Attack will be on Friday through to Sunday, and then Ice Golem Turn Attack will be on Tuesday through to Thursday. So, yeah, look, the point requirement, I'll show you in a second, the point requirements are very low for Spider. So whichever one of these dungeons you can do, whichever one is your best one that you can farm in a good time, even on just stage 20 normal, I'd say, you know, you can go in, smash it out, and get yourself this skin, which is pretty cool. If you do get the skin, it's going to just replace it with standard rewards in the following tournament. So you can only get the skin once, and then it will have regular rewards instead. But yeah, I think this is brilliant. It makes it very easy to get it, and we've got a guaranteed Stag Knight at the same time. But just to briefly touch on, for example, Spider Turn Attack, for me, 1,500 points to get it. You don't need to win the tournament or anything. If you do win, there's energy and stuff up for grabs. There's some dude who's already put in almost 15,000 points. I'm on 500 right now, so I think he is going to beat me there. My goodness. But like for me, running at the max, oh, this is the wrong one. Running at the max level here that we can do. I worked out, I get 82 points per run. I worked it out. If I do, it takes me 5 turns. On stage 10 of Spider Hard, this 82 points will only take me 18 runs, which is almost roughly as fast as it's possible to do it right now. If you're doing it on a lower run, though, either way, it's going to be pretty easy, right? It's taking me 18 runs of Spider. That is absolutely nothing. That is just a drop in the ocean. And if it's, you know, even if you make it 2, 3 times, 4 times as hard, if you're doing lower stages, if you're doing them slower, I still think it's actually very, very easy. Let me get my key in here for Clan Boss. Love this new quick battle thing. Here we go. Let's give it a go. I just claim these. I haven't mentioned quick battle, Sacred Shard in there. It's been bugged for me quite a lot, the quick battle. It will like just crash the game. It's worked a couple of times. There we go. It worked right there. Bam, 88 million. Love this feature. Love it. One of the best things they've added in. It's so good. So good. So there we go. Bam. Clan Boss done for the day, basically. Let's talk about the skin. I haven't shown the skin yet. And then let's talk, I'm in the wrong faction. Let's talk about the guaranteed Stag Knight. So the skin for Stag Knight, I actually think his default skin is one of the coolest and most iconic skins in the entire game. He looks absolutely incredible. This is the Gilded glider skin. So it's like I guess it's a raven, a bird themed version of the skin. I honestly think it actually looks really nice as well. The shield looks, I think, probably even better. The weapon looks fantastic as well. It looks really cool. I like the sort of feathery effect around it too. Armor looks cool. Beautiful details, like in terms of like the leg plates, the pauldrons, all of that. All looking good. The cloak maybe looks a little bit flat, but not a huge deal. Yeah, I'd say actually the baseline Stag Knight cloak is 10 out of 10. I'd say this cloak is the weak point for it. But apart from that, it looks really cool. I know some people don't like the helmet. I actually do quite like it. It's different. It's funky. I like the vibe. It's fun. I don't know what the practical use for these big circle things on the side would be. That seems probably bad. You'd rather just have, you know, a curved surface for deflecting the whole way around. I don't know about that. But from a visual standpoint, I think it looks really cool. They've done a great job. So looks brilliant. And like I said, it's so easy to get. Hey, if you don't want to get it, if you don't like it, you don't need to get it or you don't need to use it. But man, it's super easy to get. For most people, you will get it. Actually, interesting, his shield goes from, it's held in a different point. That's interesting. A more natural, comfortable position. That's kind of fun, isn't it? The shield looks like he's holding it a bit more like you normally would. That's cool when you're relaxed. That's interesting. A small touch, but a nice touch. There we go. Stag Knight himself is guaranteed for 25 shards as well. So this definitely makes this bonus Summon Rush event a little more interesting. However, bear in mind, still, ancient shards are terrible. 20 times 25, you're going to get 500 Summon Rush points. It's barely anything. Again, it's a drop in the ocean, as I've said earlier in this video for a different thing. But a drop in the ocean in terms of getting these fragments for Firegun, Isbel, and helping with the fusion. Yeah, I talked about this yesterday. I think the guaranteed Stag Knight, even if you were to go for that, it doesn't really make that much difference. You know, it turns the big fragments here from 11 Sacred's worth to 10 Sacred's worth, plus doing the guaranteed Stag Knight. You know, guaranteed Stag Knight, 25 Ancients is equal to, what, about 4 Void Shards or 1 Sacred Shard. You know, so it's not going to help you here too much. These prices are kind of as expected, honestly. And yeah, look, I mean, if you're going to pull for it, okay, sure. It's going to help you with the fusion. I can understand going for it, perhaps, because, like, look at this Dungeon Divers, like 48,000 points. That's just obnoxious. It's obnoxious. It's so disgusting. The first Dungeon Divers was awful, too. It seems like they're sort of designing this to make the fusion events as awful as possible. Dungeon Divers is by far, as you know, my least favorite. They seem to be trying to make this as just painful to do as is humanly possible. So that is a massive frustration. I think that's sort of what the purpose of this extra Summon Rush is. My big problem with, I talked about this yesterday, the big problems, but what I will say, in order to do this, you know, extra legendary event, for me, in my opinion, for this extra legendary, you need a huge amount of sacred shards for it to make sense. Putting it in perspective, for me, with 18 sacreds, that is not enough. For me, that does not qualify, does not quantify a huge number of sacreds. It's not enough. Like, for me, on my account, let me put it like this. I think if I pulled all my sacreds for this to guarantee getting the fusion, I could miss out on a guaranteed champion in the future. And I honestly believe that a guaranteed champion, considering Michinaki was the last one from sacreds, or pseudo sacreds, Elva was previous to that. We've had amazing sacred guarantees like Nekmothar, Sissia. They have, generally speaking, been pretty game-changing, pretty account-changing, in a way that, for me, totally eclipses Emic Trunkheart. Like, Emic Trunkheart, for me, is probably going in the vault on my account, I'm going to be honest. I'm not really going to use him, I don't think. Whereas another guaranteed, extremely likely that I would. So I would definitely be prioritizing holding my shards. Now, like, if you've got a huge number of sacreds, if you are very close to Sacred Mercy and you can get 2 legendary champions, then yeah, absolutely go for it. But I could pull 18 and get nothing, and that's not something I'm willing to do. So I'm going to have to struggle through this fusion. And look, if I miss the fusion because the events are too hard, I miss the fusion and I'm actually not, I'd be upset, I'd be annoyed, but I can live with it. So that's sort of my vibes on that one. Should an earlier game player go for a guaranteed Stag Knight? I'm actually a massive fan of Stag Knight. I think he's one of the best epics in the game. When I first started the game, I remember when I started, he was commonly called a legendary champion in an epic champion skin. I don't think that's quite true anymore. You know, you look at legendary champions in the game right now, and they have so much text. You know, there's so much going on in their kits. It's absolutely ridiculous. He doesn't quite hold up to that. He's much more simple. But he has remained, to this day, S tier epic. He's remained to this day an S tier epic. You know, one of the best epics that remains relevant in a ton of different content. Just top tier epic design in terms of power. You know, there's very few that would be stronger than him. Couple, like, you know, Seer's better overall, for example, you know, but not many that are better. He comes in AoE, decrease defense and decrease attack on a 3-turn cooldown. That is fantastic. Double hit A1 that can put decreased speed, increased accuracy as well whenever an ally has a debuff resisted by an enemy. Really, really nice base stats. 107 base speed is great. He's got tons of health, and he actually hits really hard, despite being sort of damage based on attack and having really low attack. He does pretty good damage, so you can totally build him with a bit of damage and get away with it. You know, flat attack ring, for example, will add a good chunk of attack on and make him hit pretty hard. With his really high base HP, he's good for progression with a shield set, make your team tankier, easier to use. I think I've even been using him a little bit. I can't remember. Let me double check if he's in my Fire Knight team right now. I don't think he is. No, he is. He totally is. In my Fire Knight team right now, where I'm casually farming stage 6 of Fire Knight hard because it's nice and easy. Why is he in this team? Because a beautiful short cooldown on decreased attack, decreased defense, and then the A1 double hitter, good for taking down Fire Knight shield, and gives you decreased speed as well. This champion remains relevant. I do have Tomb Lord. In fact, he was the first legendary I ever pulled. Tomb Lord is like the legendary upgrade for Stag Knight, but Stag Knight still has a shorter cooldown on his decreased attack, decreased defense, which is sort of worthwhile. Maybe Tomb Lord would be better in this particular team, but yeah, personally, I think Stag Knight is fairly worthwhile for the 25 Ancients. The one thing I'd say to watch out for is we have the champion chase for Ancients upcoming weekend, so on Friday, right, for the Emic Trunkart fusion. So if you are going for the fusion and you are needing to do the champion chase, which you probably will, I would be saying I would want to have approximately probably 70 ancients worth saved up for that. So to have enough, let's say even 75, let's round it up, say 75 ancients to be confident about champion chase, 25 for Stag Knight. Like, man, you need to have 100 ancients in the bank to do guaranteed Stag Knight and still complete the Emic Trunkart fusion. That's kind of a lot. That's kind of a lot. But yeah, like I said, for me, Emic Trunkart will probably go in the vault, but yo, here's Stag Knight doing a hard dungeon run. So I don't know. Like, I think Stag Knight's really, really good. I think he's excellent. Well worth it. And yeah, oh, it's a pity I didn't get the skin, and I could have showed you the skin in action. My bad, guys. But yeah, that is sort of the news that is happening. What do you think about all of this stuff that is going on? Number one, are you going for this summon rush now that you've seen the points, now that guaranteed Stag Knight has been revealed? I'm still not a massive fan of this event overall, but the guaranteed for Stag Knight and the skin being really easy to get makes it more interesting. And also, final question for you, bombarding you with questions. What do you think of this obvious thing in the inbox? 3 days until it comes. You know, this greetings, fated arrival is fast approaching. Wise man once said there are only 3 things in this world cannot be hidden for long: the sun, the moon, and of course, me. I wait your spirited speculation. Hope to see you soon. Yours in trust, GS. So we've seen speculation. This could be the Monkey King, right? We had, do I have an image of it all put together? Let me double check for you. Yes, Deadwood Legend put this together. Hang on. Oh, it's bugging out a little bit. This was from Deadwood. So these were all the pieces of gear that we all got. I'm covering Hell Hades thing here in the background. Excuse me, but yeah, these were all the different things. So 7 pieces of gear. It does look more like, you know, a stomach piece, shoulders, a shield. These are probably wrist pieces. A necklace. This is, I guess, a crotch cover, I suppose, is probably what that is. Nice cob piece. Probably it does have a very Monkey King vibe, but this would be his weapon, probably. Monkey King vibe. I also saw speculation it could be, you know, the Great Serpent, tying in, of course, to the Great Void over here. I think that's somewhat unlikely, though. It does seem to be maybe some sort of Void Serpent thing with like tentacles and stuff like that, but I feel that's probably not going to be it. I do feel like it's most likely the next login champion that begins very, very soon, tying in with this JonTron thing, tying in with Artak being finished up as a free login champion. Great Sage was something else I saw again. So we're building on a very Eastern European vibe and theme, very sort of Chinese over here. I would personally love to see a Chinese themed faction in the game, though. I suspect they might just mix that in with Shadowkin. I think, though, you could have Shadowkin, which I think is more of a Japanese theme. You could totally have a Chinese themed faction. There's so much like culture and like all different sort of Eastern world, you know, factions. You could totally do it and be great. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Or the sun, the moon, and of course me. Like, what's that? The stars? You know, some I don't know. Like, so yeah, that's kind of cool. But lots of stuff going on, guys. Lots of stuff. All I can say, by the way, is good luck with this Dungeon Divers. It's miserable. I'm going to be finishing off Ice Golem and slamming out the rest as well. So yeah, there we go. That's all I got for this video. I will catch you guys later. I'm going to try get you a showcase. I'm conflicted between doing Stag Knight showcase first. I might do a Stag Knight showcase, or I might do or just a quick guide. And I probably will first do a video on, because there's videos on Stag Knight. I might try out this new orc guy first today. He's in the 10x. Might do a video on Jag Bonesaw, see what we can do with him, seeing as he's in the 10x state. Look, guys, thank you for watching. I will catch you all soon. Goodbye.